It continues to escalate. State lawmakers are launching their own probe as the FBI just raided 22 facilities this week. The National News Desk's Jeff Harris spoke exclusively with one of those lawmakers.
Minnesota State Representative Kristen Robbins has been leading legislative efforts to uncover and address systematic fraud in state-funded programs. In our conversation, she discussed those efforts, holding elected officials accountable, and her recent letter to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar about the Feeding Our Future scheme.
I don't think the state has been doing nearly enough to hold themselves, the agencies, accountable or to prosecute these crimes.
In an exclusive interview with the National News Desk, Minnesota State Representative Kristen Robbins, who chairs the House Fraud Prevention Committee, opening up about the fraud crackdown happening in her state, including Governor Tim Walz declining a recent invitation to speak. You did ask Governor Walz to appear to the hearing this week, right?
Absolutely. We think he needs to come before our committee and answer to the Minnesota taxpayers.
That hearing happening the same day the FBI raided 22 facilities in the Twin Cities. Robbins commenting on Walz's reaction, who wrote on social media, the raids happened because, quote, our state agencies caught irregular behavior and reported it. Comments he doubled down on during Tuesday night's State of the State.
People who have ripped us off are getting caught, and they are going to jail, just like today. I've said the buck stops with me.
What are your thoughts on his response to those raids?
For them to say, oh, they're the ones, generating these leads or helping the feds, it's just not true. The feds are doing an incredible job, and we're very grateful for their partnership.
Federal prosecutors estimate fraud in Minnesota's Medicaid and social services programs could exceed $9 billion. On Thursday, Dr. Oz announcing another $91 million in federal Medicaid funding was being deferred, adding to the over $250 million deferred in February.
Now, based on what we've seen so far, roughly $14 million may have gone towards illegal immigrants who weren't supposed to be getting this coverage.
The most significant fraud case, Feeding Our Future, resulting in over $250 million being stolen from a pandemic-era school program. Robbins recently sending this letter to Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, requesting records and an explanation of her alleged ties, pointing to the Meals Act, which was introduced by Omar in 2020, but later scrutinized for potential links. What are your next steps if she doesn't comply? I believe that deadline was set by May 5th.
The bill she passed at the federal level exactly created the conditions of fraud that our state taxpayers are still reeling from. So she does, I think, need to come and explain herself to Minnesotans.
Now, in late 2025, Omar defended the Meals Act, saying she had no regrets since it did help children in need. Meanwhile, earlier this year, Walz introduced an anti-fraud package aimed at detecting and preventing fraud. I'm Jeff Harris reporting from Washington.